Welcome. In front of me is a LENOVO Phab 2 Pro. That's an unfortunate name. And today I'll show you a couple tweaks and tricks that I can do on this device. So we're going to begin with the display color, which you have an option where you can tweak around how the colors and the contrast look like on the display. So let's start by going into the settings and then display, obviously. And from here, it's supposed to be somewhere here. I think it's display effects. Yep, there it is. So you have the standard one, which basically locks them into a specific orientation, or you have the custom one. We can turn it on and immediately, it switches around because I was messing with it. But you have the colorful, so you can have bright or soft. And basically by changing, you can see immediately the difference in the picture up there. So you can change it to something that you want. Now, probably being bright might not be everybody's favorite one. It's kind of really colorful. You can also bring it up here, although the hue is probably best kept in the middle, or just slightly move it if you want. And just choose it however you want, whatever suits your personal preference. I'm gonna stay with the standard so it doesn't look weird on the camera. But yeah, you have the option to change it right in here. Then moving on, we're gonna go into the display. There is a button that you can enable because for some reason it's not enabled by default. Press power button twice for camera, as you can see right here. So just simply check that on while you're in here, and this will allow you to just quickly launch the camera when the device is, for instance, locked. Double press it and bam, there it opens up a camera immediately. And also if you have a pattern, it disregards the pattern and opens the camera, but if you try to leave it, it will go back to lock screen. So from there, next thing that I'm going to show is just a simple little tip, more for when you have problems with reception. So your calls are kind of like cutting out and stuff like that. You can enable the airplane mode, or as it's in here, aeroplane, because apparently that's how you write it. So when you enable it, it basically disconnects you from everything. That includes Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, I think, devices, and also your mobile data. And when you basically turn it off again, it then reconnects. But the difference is when it reconnects, it connects to the closest cell tower. So if you have some kind of connection problems, they should be now gone, based on the fact that you might have been connected before to a tower that isn't the nearest to you, and that's why you were having a kind of like a bad call quality. So moving on, we're gonna go into the animation speed, which simply just allows you to either reduce, increase, or completely remove the animations of all the apps that you're opening or closing. So as you can see, they all have like kind of sliding up, fading in, out, whatever it is. You can reduce it or remove it or increase it, whatever you want. So let's go into the settings, scroll all the way down to about phone, and in here we should have build number somewhere. That's right there. There we go. Tap on that 7 times and then you'll get a message. You are now a developer. So we can go back and you can see that in the main page of settings at the bottom there's a new option, developer options. Tap on it, scroll a little bit down. I think I scroll a little too much down. There we go. So you have the 3 options right here: window animation scale, transition animation scale, and animation duration scale. And each one of them corresponds to a different animation. So as an example, the first one, the window one, it's the window that will pop up once I tap on it. So that's the window. So if I change it to times 10 as an example, I wouldn't advise that. You will see it does this like super slow fade in, or then if you check it, whatever option you want, for instance off, it will slowly fade out, but then now it's completely removed. Now you still see the shadow in the background fade in slower than instantly, like here, because we have no animation. That's because that is a part of a different animation. So the window only applies to the window. So let's just go to off here, for instance, off here, and it looks like shadow is not basically being changed by any of these. But if we go, now we can see that the apps don't really have any animation as they before had this zooming out, and when you close it, when you open it up, it doesn't slide in or upwards, whatever it was. So you can basically get to your apps a little bit quicker than you were before, if that is something that you want. And the last the last option that I will show is the hiding password one. So to get started, let's go into the settings, and from there we're gonna go into security. I believe it's right here. Yep. And you have the option make password visible, which is kind of a weird way, misleading way. If you're trying to search for something like that, you probably won't find it. But yeah, make password visible, just disable that. And then when you go into, for example, Wi-Fi, just anywhere where you need to type in a password, this is just the quickest way for me to show it. And you tap on the password field, there we go, so you can type it in. You can see that before, normally you would be getting the latest letter that you have pressed visible for about 1.5 seconds here. Now when you turn that off, the make password visible, you immediately get a dot, so there is no password, any kind of letter of the password visible apart from the one that is under your finger. But when you're dual typing, like with your 2 thumbs on here, it's way harder to see that than it is basically a neatly password provided like in a sequence basically. So I find this to be one of the more important things that I like to turn off. But that'll be basically it. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.